Okay, for this next assignment, you are going to be creating your house in Photoshop, but just using shapes. So I want to get you started with the main part, and then it's up to you to finish your house based on what your house looks like. So the first thing we're going to do is File, New. Okay, you want it to be 8.5 by 11, and you want it to be horizontal, okay, and you want a transparent background, okay, and I'm going to go ahead and name it right here, S. Hendricks House, and I'm going to hit create. Okay, now I like to blow it up a little bit so I know what it looks like, so I can see. Next thing I want to do are kind of 3 things that you need to do all the time. And so you're going to do Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials. And then you're going to go over here as well and reset colors, which is that little box. Then hit the second tool down, which is the Marquee tool. If you right click up here, okay, where the tool is, right click, reset all tools. Click OK. Now you're good to go. This means that anything that you had been playing around with, exploring on your own, it is set up and ready to go. So the tools that you're going to use the most are down here. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 18 down approximately, and is the rectangle tool. Okay, and if I just right click on them, I have rectangle tool, rounded rectangular tool, ellipse tool, polygon tool, line tool. Okay, so what I'm going to start first is I'm going to actually go to the custom shape tool. And I'm going to look in my custom shapes. I'm looking for a triangle. And I don't see one. So I'm going to go down here to shapes. And I'm going to hit append. There we go, triangle. Now, I have a green roof. So I'm going to change my fill color to be green. I don't want it outlined. Okay, and I'm going to make my it's too big, way too big. So edit, free transform, and if I hold shift, then I can scale it down. And I'm going to start with this, but I don't really like it. So I might change it. The next thing I'm going to add are some rectangles. And I have cedar siding, so it's brown. Aha. So notice what happened. I hadn't made my new one yet, so it changed my triangle. So I'm going to go back and do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a rectangle. And I can change the color 2 places. I can change it right here, or I can change it right here. Like a brown. Yeah, it's good. Then I'm going to close this, and this is the move tool up top. I'm going to make my rectangular bigger. This is kind of the front of my house. And then I'm going to go back here and I click this one and I'm going to transform my triangle. That's my dog's shadow. Okay, now I want to go ahead and add some things to my house. So in the front of my house, because that's kind of what we're looking at, I have floor-to-ceiling windows. So, in fact, before I do that, I want to go back here and I'm going to do Edit, Free Transform. And I'm actually going to add another triangle. Okay. So go ahead and start to create your house, and I am going to work on a couple things with my house. It's going to take a while. What I would recommend that I don't have with me that I would recommend you have is a picture of your house open on your screen so you can really look at what you're creating and what it's trying to do. There are a couple more features we're going to add, so go ahead and get creating or brainstorming and then press play when you're ready. Okay, I added a little bit more to my house, but I want to show you a couple of features you can really do to make your house look even better. So if you notice over here, these are layers and they're all kind of crazy. So these white things are windows, and so I'm going to go ahead and group all the windows together. So I'm going to click the first one, and then I'm going to click the last one, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say group from layer, and I'm going to call these windows. Now all my windows are together. Then I want to go ahead and group all the brown together. So I'm going to look for those, right click, just group from layers, and I'm going to call this brown. And you'll see I'm turning some things on and off. It's because I don't exactly know what part of my house they are. So this goes to brown. But you notice when I move that last one, it kind of changed some things. So I'm going to be careful of that. And then I'll group these two. I'll call them green. Okay, so I want to go ahead and deal with the brown part. And so I want to go up to filter. And I'm going to go ahead and convert for smart filters. Okay, and it grouped all of those together. So now I can't move any of my pieces, but that's okay. And I want to stylize them, and I'm going to choose, I'm just going to choose one to get started, oil paint. And that's perfect. So you can kind of see it's going to kind of give a wood grain effect on it, which is awesome because my house is cedar, and that's great. Now you notice this rectangle right where my cursor is was not included, so I'm going to go ahead and I can just go down here to my other one, convert to smart object, and now my house looks like it is. Okay, I could do the same thing, and I could add a filter on my roof so that my roof has lines, and that's the green part. Convert to smart filters. And you'll just have to kind of explore. I'm going to choose Emboss. So I kind of am going through and I'm trying to see which ones I like. Just trying to get it to match what my roof actually looks like. That's not what my roof looks like, so I'm going to Command Z to get rid of it. Okay, so that's other ways that you can make that house, your house, look more like yours. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add what the front of our house looks like. So I'm going to use my paintbrush. I'm just going to choose, there is a grass brush, and we live out in the country, so we have a lot of grass. And I'm going to change the color. Okay, and then I want this to be at the bottom, so I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to drag it to the very bottom, and that's the new layer. And now you'll see that my grass is really small, so I'm just going to take okay, and now I do want some to be in front of the house, so I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to put it to the top. I lost it. It accidentally went in the windows. I don't want it in the windows. I want it above. And now I'll just kind of do that. Okay. And on this bottom one, I'm going to paint some clouds. Some of that blue. Kind of a periwinkle. Don't really like that color. So now I'll just paint a sky. Oh, you notice I forgot, so I'm accidentally, didn't want to do that. Let's do this. We'll just make a new layer. And we'll use the paint bucket tool. And then I have to go back to this one and add some more grass. Okay, and that's pretty much it for that I'm going to add. But things that you need to remember is that it needs to be a replica of your house, so and you're going to have that picture to compare. And this just gave you some things to kind of get started, and you can also kind of explore different things for blurring and to make it look like it's more part of your house. So That's to get you started, and I can't wait to see your houses.